Hey everyone, this is Amaya Tala and I help people flourish in life. So, have you ever been so impatient with your life to get together and be perfect and like there's no problems, everything's going well, everything's going smoothly, and like you're already there, you're already at the summit, you're just like enjoying and basking in your success and in your fruits of your labor. You're already there, you're abundant, everything is just together. What a life would that be? Like, that would be, I feel like, a lot of people's dreams. And that's why people go to different places to find that pursuit of happiness, as they say. And I have been pursuing that for a long time. And it I do have some moments of that, but then most of the path is like a very, sometimes it's a uphill battle, sometimes it's like a, going up the mountain before you get to the summit. Like, there is this journey. And I feel like in the earth realm there is, it's a natural way of life where we get to learn the lessons from each part of our journey, each part of our chapter, that makes getting to the summit even better, makes it like you enjoy it even more, you appreciate it even more. And what I'm learning, because I've been in so many challenges in this recent past, as I traverse from chapter to chapter to chapter. If you all know like some of my story, I realize how the challenges in like the previous chapters enrich the next chapters, and and then I get one time I got to sit with that and think about what is life gonna be like if I didn't have those challenges. What is life gonna be like if I already have everything I wanted, if I already manifested everything that I wanted? What would it mean to me? And I realized that it's going to be very superficial not to have any, like, any contrasting energies with my manifestations. And I'm not going to learn the lessons. I'm not going to be able to teach people what, life is about, how to enjoy life, if I didn't go through the challenges. And it's all about growth. Like, even like with flowers and trees, they go through, some kind of obstacle or pressure or the wind, as they grow, so that they become stronger. And things are not handed to them in a silver platter. And we all know like a scenario when things are handed to a person on a silver platter, when you're spoiling someone and spoiling in a way that you give them everything that they want and you don't allow them to learn and provide things for themselves, how they become so crippled and unable to live on their own. And that's not really the life that you want. When you sign up to live on earth, Mother Earth is gonna, give you the situations to grow, give you, not necessarily gonna make it easy for you, because she knows, that's how much she loves you so much, that she knows that you need these circumstances and situations to grow. And just with the universe in general. And I realized recently, I mean, we already know this at some level, but I realized that even more, that the challenge itself is actually the purpose, because it brings out and lets you show yourself what you're made of. And it helps you kind of hone what you already are. So I think there's a balance between like you being already good enough and you being already calm and peaceful and knowing that you have already everything that you want. I feel like there's a balance as well between like a struggling life and a good life. I think at the extreme, it's also not good to think that life is always a struggle. I feel like it's a balance with everything. The middle way, as they say in Buddhism, is usually a good way. So I feel like there's a balance. Obviously, it's a matter of what you want to co-create in your life. So I feel like a little bit of challenge is actually good, but not too much to the point that you don't even enjoy life anymore. There's a cycle of life where You know, you get to plant your seeds, you get to grow and nurture it. That's where the challenge usually is, because you're like, you need a certain level of discipline. You need a certain level of love and nurturing, and figuring things out, and then at the end you reap your harvest. And that's where of that summit is. So obviously we still need a summit in our lives, in the cycles of our lives. I feel like it is a cycle, a process. But when you're in the middle of that challenge, I feel like that is usually where a bulk of your purpose is, because that's where you grow. That's where you get to know who you are. That's where you get to know what you're made of. That's where you get to teach. That's where you get to be an example. That's where you get to kind of like flaunt your inner nature. You know, it reminds me of, like, you know, a lion. Yeah, you see a lion when it's sleeping, it's a lion. It's still a lion. When it just had its dinner and they're just, you know, laying down, it doesn't take away its being a lion from it, right? And it's enjoying its meal. But when it is hunting for food, when it's in the middle of the challenge, its essence as a lion, it's just manifested and shown and flaunted. I don't know what better word to use, but it's shown. It's like in real time. You get what I mean? So I feel like when we find ourselves in challenges, I think that is a time when you're really in your purpose. You're really showing who you are. And so when I'm going through challenges now, instead of me complaining and becoming frustrated, and it's okay if you feel that way, I still feel that way sometimes, but I catch myself and remind myself that this is exactly who I am. This is an opportunity for me to really explore who I am and who I want to be in this moment, who I want to be in the situation. How do I want to respond? How is this going to define my values and my life and my principles and what I am about? How is this going to enrich me in the present and in the future? What lessons am I going to be carrying from this? What lessons am I going to be learning that I know I'm going to be teaching other people in the future? So now I get excited when I think about it that way. It's kind of like being in this, I guess, escape room or challenge puzzle game or something to figure things out. And it becomes an adventure. It becomes a play sometimes, if you think of it that way. And at the end of the day, I realized that, wow, that has been a really good day, because I learned so many things. I explored so many things. I allowed myself to make mistakes and just to be okay with that it doesn't need to be perfect. I made a mess or something, but it's okay because I learned from it. I know what I'm going to do next time. And just being in that energy of just exploring life and exploring yourself in life is so beautiful that it determines who you are in your purpose. And sitting in that very moment of realizing and recognizing that you are already in your very purpose when you're going through a challenge. You know, when you watch an Olympics, it's not probably a comfortable, convenient situation for athletes, but that is almost like the pinnacle of their life. That shows them who they are, what they're made of, what they can do. And, you know, and so they're in their very purpose at that very moment, and they inspire people because they show people like what their strength and their valor and their bravery and their courage. Even probably our ancestors in the past, when they were fighting for freedom, that really, you know, the heroes, that they went through so many challenges, and that is the culmination of like who they are and their purpose. And so even though in the days today we don't need to struggle like that, I feel like we don't need to prove ourselves. I don't think we need to do the same thing our ancestors did, because it's a very different time and they want us to also enjoy and reap the harvest of what they have fought for. I feel like we can give ourselves permission to do that, because that's what they wanted for us. That's what they dreamed for us, is for us to enjoy the fruits of their hardships and also carry the legacy and the lessons that they've passed on to us. But at the same time, we're still humans. There's still challenges on earth. We have our own matrix to deal with and our own puzzles to solve that the next generation is going to learn from and they're going to reap the harvest of. And when you find yourself in that challenge, I challenge you to find the beauty in that and find your purpose in that, and reframe that, not to think that life needs to be perfect. Reframe that into thinking that this is it. And I enjoy this challenge 11/11, and I just love the unfolding of these moments that kind of like just gives me different flavors of life, different layers of myself, shows me different layers of myself in my life that are so beautiful and so dynamic and so enriching. I'm trying my best to like express what I'm thinking, because it's like kind of abstracting a bit, but I'm trying to express that. So yeah, just kind of, I think, process that. Let me see. Yeah, and just how these challenges also open up opportunities. I feel like there are the gateways to a beautiful life, because they show us they give us many messages, and they show us many, they give us many information for us to determine what is not working, what is working, and where do we want to go. They're not necessarily blocks. They're not necessarily dead ends. Like, challenges are usually your best friend, because they tell you what it is. They're actually like a true friend who's honest about what the situation is. That there are things we need to change if you want to have a good life. If you're doing this, then you're going to come across this obstacle. So what are you going to change so that you get to the opportunities that you want? And they can direct you to your purpose. But the challenge itself is actually already the purpose, because just the act of figuring it out and being in that lesson, being in that space of uncovering that and discovering that, being in the space of let me say a story. So recently I've been in this challenge of trying to figure out a situation to make someone to bring out the best in someone. And I'm like, I've transformed so much that I know so much about energy and how to balance myself and how to feel good. Most of the time I feel just good, and I don't like, I know how to balance myself really quickly. But now that I kind of, obviously I'm still improving and learning, but now that I've kind of learned that skill, my challenge now is to teach it. And it's challenging to teach it because people are coming from different perspectives and different levels of consciousness, that sometimes it's so hard to, like, I sometimes I know the answers, just like with a lot of you are light workers who are also healers and coaches. Like, you already know what this person needs, but it's like, how do you teach that in a way that that person would understand? And it can be a little frustrating, but it's a challenge. Now, usually before, I'll be just be frustrated, and I want to like already overcome this challenge and like just get it out of the way and just be good at it and just be at the summit. But now I'm learning that it's okay. I'm already a healer. I'm already a coach. This is already who I am. I'm already, just the fact that I am in a position to be figuring out this challenge is already my purpose. Just like a lion isn't already, like a lion would want to get that prey already, right? If possible, just get that prey, eat it. But the fact that it's lioness, being a lion, puts it in a position to be the being that hunts the prey. To be in that role is already the purpose, is what I'm trying to say. Finally. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not all about just getting the prize or just getting to the summit. What I'm saying is the fact that you are at that role to even conquer or climb the mountain. The fact that you're equipped to do that, that you have what it takes, that you have the willingness and even the interest to do that, and the inner calling to do that and to take that journey and to pursue that goal or prize. The fact that it's already within you to trek that path, the calling itself is the purpose, and you don't necessarily need to already be there. And so that's why I'm saying the challenge is the purpose. And now that I've already sinking it in more in myself, I'm learning to enjoy it and not to rush it, and just enjoying the process and just finding the peace in that okay, I don't have everything figured out, but I'm enjoying the process of figuring it out. I'm not pressuring myself. I'm not pushing myself. I'm not putting myself down for not figuring it out. When I make a mistake, I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to do that. Then this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm enjoying that now. It's like a puzzle, putting the puzzles together. If it doesn't fit here, then it's probably here. And then as the puzzle becomes clearer and clearer, I feel good and I reward myself. I enjoy being in that level of a summit or a stopping point of like just reveling on what I've accomplished, so that's what I'm trying to say. Something to just think about. I hope that kind of relieves some of the pressure from some of you when you're in this path, that you don't need to rush yourself. You're already there. You're already in your purpose. I also had a friend or someone I'm working with too, when she said that she's also in the process of trying to speak out. And when she did speak out, she felt like it wasn't in a way that she envisioned it to be. But I told her, the fact that you spoke out as yourself at that moment, even though it's not perfect, but you did it your way, you're already in your purpose. You already did what you're supposed to do. And that's it. It is that simple. I guess just realizing and giving yourself credit for where you are, just being who you are, to be in this position, to even doing what you're doing, to even be pursuing what you're pursuing, is already exactly your purpose. So your purpose is already here, right now, right here, is what I'm trying to say. And there are cycles. There will be times when you get to the summit, and that's also your purpose. Everything, the whole cycle is your purpose. So, that is all I want to say. I feel complete in what I want to say. So thank you so much for allowing me, giving me this space to share with you the things that I learned, share with you what I'm processing and thinking about, and hopefully it helps you in your journey. I really want you all to flourish. And yeah, till next time, Flourishing Tribe, we'll see each other again and we'll have this space, this talk. And I would love to hear from you as well. Please put in the comment section if you have any comments. Like, subscribe, and share if you haven't done so that our community will thrive and spread, and all the love will go exponentially spread around the world. And yeah, can't wait to see all of you blossom and flourish in your life. And I wish you all the beautiful present moments and unfolding and enriching experiences in your life. Till next time, Flourishing Tribe, I'll see you. Many blessings and namaste.